It's tea time with Sid.
Marriage in America is husband and wife, but marriage in India is the bonding of two families. Like in America, you kind of believe that you should find the one, and then they'll show. I don't really believe in that. Like I don't like the whole concept of going with your gut instincts and finding the one. I don't necessarily think that's true.
Is that gonna happen for you?
I don't think that most probably will happen for me. I think that I'm not in an age to trust my gut instincts when it comes to people.
I'm saying
Okay, no. So for me personally, I don't want to set up a Bumble because, like, on one hand, I do want to get into a relationship, like really bad. Don't get me wrong, I really want to get into a relationship. I think, and I don't think it's for the right. Like, I do want to feel an embrace. I do want to feel sort of like wanted, loved, and like in a deeper way, more than your homies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, and friends are great and shit. But like, sometimes I do feel like I need that kind of affection. But is it necessary? Like, is it crucial for me? I think it's like a cancer to my development. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm trying to work on me and improve me, and you suddenly have someone else coming into my life, now I gotta devote energy to them as well.
Bro, that's the smart thing. So you're doing it. So wait. Everyone should be doing this. They should be like focusing with them into a relationship. They should focus on making sure they're stable.
Yeah.
Because a relationship could mess up your whole thing. I see like a lot of people, they'll start a family early,
Yeah.
but they're not stable,
Yeah.
and then they're just wasting so much money.
And when I mean stable, I mean financially and mentally.
Yeah.
Because as a youngster, you're all over the fucking place. And I don't, first and foremost, don't want to take a girl out of my dad's money. Simple as that, right?
Yeah.
You have a man and you have a woman who's doing night shifts and working overtime just so your ass can eat and live in another country. And it kind of feels dishonest to use any bit of that time that you were, because I'm here on a job. Like, I feel like this is my chance to utilize every second I have in this soil to better me as an individual. That's my job. That's my contract. That's what I set out to do. And I think that using any second of it to mess around with girls and stuff, is, you know, with friends it's great because it's the right type of, you know, because like what I'm doing with you guys is productive, you know. But with like a female, like you know, with a girl, I kind of feel like that's burnt time.
At this point, yeah, because you have a goal right now.
I got a goal. I got to get shit done, and I'm sure you do as well. But it's just I kind of feel like the relationship is something that will come in, like it will just naturally come into my life when I'm ready for it. Like, you know, when I get a job and I'm stable and I've got money and then I know that's when I can kind of like even approach a girl, because right now I don't see the necessary, because like the only part of me that's thinking a relationship would be beneficial is how it puts responsibility on your head. Like, you ever heard of a plasticizer? Like, I'm thinking of like, if I have a relationship, then that would be the only way that it could be beneficial is that if it is like
a team type of thing.
Like a team, like she recognizes my talent, I recognize hers,
You support each other.
and we get together to have productive discussions about each other's dreams, and she has that constant influence on me, and I have a constant influence on her. So it's a mutual symbiotic kind of relationship.
Yeah, there's a lot of like. I would say, bro, there's some relationships like that where they keep each other accountable.
But that's very rare. And then, I mean, emotional support is great too. When the whole world tells you you're not good enough, it's always good to have someone who gives you a hug. But the thing is, I've got my biggest supporter. His name is my dad. And I've got my mom. They always got my back. Always watching my videos. Always. And that's not that kind of love you don't get anywhere. I just kind of feel like like kids go abroad and they're like, oh, I just needed some love. I'm like, oh, so your parents were a joke to you then? Like, you got these people who love you unconditionally, right? And I think the fact that you go behind an individual for love and affection is kind of disregarding all you got from them. Also, there's also the element that I'm away from my parents, so I always want to feel it like a physical connection, like a hug, or like someone telling me it's gonna be okay. Like what's your thoughts on that? Because like I'm sure you get that because you know you're with family. But like having been on the other side of the world, you always need someone that you can kind of lay on at the end of the day after a tough day.
I think it's personal. Like
Yeah.
For me, like I've always been to myself.
Yeah.
So like when I was in Japan, it didn't bother me that I was by myself.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. And then there's that, and then there's the the other your primal instinct of engaging in sexual intercourse with an individual, but then that just goes into many things, because that is, I think, one of the primary reasons people do get into a relationship, because they feel as though that their integrity is broken down when they're with multiple people, and they feel as though that they find that one person, it always gives them something to look forward to at the end of the week, hanging out with them, fucking around with them, like messing around with them. But we're not satisfying our primal urge or instinctual desire towards having sex. So there's always going to be that kind of thing overhead, but we learn to kind of block it off. But some people can't, and they need to get into a relationship to help satisfy that part of them. I think that's one of the reasons people do get into a relationship. I think that's 80%, 60% why.
I guess that's where the phrase people who are like daddy issues or mommy issues, and then they try to get that type of love in from other people.
So what, like daddy, like if you don't haven't had affection from your parents, then you go behind a man who resemble a sort of father figure to you.
Yeah, and I believe I've seen that a couple times in the military. Like females, I guess making like wrong decisions where they're more for the attention of men in the military when that's not attention they should be getting, since the guys all they want is just sex.
Yeah, no, that's definitely an important, relationships in my culture is something that's taken very seriously. Like weddings in America, they happen so spontaneously. You meet the girl, you have a small little wedding. You tell your parents you're having a wedding. No one knows about it. You're just like, hey, I'm getting married, right? Like in America, you notice that? Like, oh, me and Jane, we decided to get married. Like in America, you kind of believe that you should find the one, and then they'll show. I don't really believe in that. I believe that, so far my parents have known me the best, and they probably know what's best for me. And so when they look out for things for a partner that would benefit me in the long term, their guess would probably be better than mine. I don't like the whole concept of going with your gut instincts and finding the one. I don't necessarily think that's true.
Is that gonna happen for you?
I don't think that most probably will happen for me. I think that I'm not in an age to trust my gut instincts when it comes to people.
I'm saying like
just bringing someone home.
Or dating someone from over here?
Oh yeah, over here, definitely. Someone over here. I mean, like another culture or race. And it's nothing to do with like their hatred towards that culture or race. I have no problem with that. I despite having a very strong like Western kind of education, I believe that there is wisdom in their way of life, and that there is beauty and grace in being able to find someone traditionally and get married traditionally. Because like in an Indian marriage, you have the whole family. You have more than 3,000, 4,000 people attending the marriage. You have like your parents, your whole family. I'd rather have all that happiness around me than just bring someone that I have a gut instinct is the one for me, and I just bring them home. Marriage in America is husband and wife, but marriage in India is the bonding of two families. Like it's my mother is now your mother, and your mother is now my mother. That is how I'll treat her. My dad calls my mother's mother Amma, which is mom. Calls her dad's dad. He calls her dad Acha. In my culture, when you marry, it's the bonding of two families. It's two different two different backgrounds, or two different like whole lineages coming together. But in America, it's like Jane and Josh got married. That's it. The parents can come to visit. But in India, it's like I will have to live with her family sometime. She will have to come live with my family, and it goes more than just the joining of two people. So if this girl that I brought from America is culturally incompatible with my culture, if she doesn't understand where my parents are coming from, that would be a huge barrier. Like having my mom to say, have to learn a new culture to be able to adapt. In an ideal world, it will work, but from the stories and all the case studies that I've come across in my life where interracial marriages happen, and that too between a South Indian and a white or a Western individual, it's just never gone. It's just never gone smoothly. They have certain expectations about how your wife would, have a seat, ma. Can I get you something? None of that. In America, oh, your parents are coming over for dinner. All right, I'll cook something up. And like it's just, and you call each other by their names. But in India, it's like my mom's coming home. It's more, and I think that my mom and dad would be quite distraught, or like, not distraught. I think they put too much money, time, and care and love into me to be able to put up with